I seen your photo bomb yesterday in the video. I'm just gonna say it. Welcome to Kickapoo, Illinois. Kickapoo. I think I'm pronouncing that the right way. Right now we're just pulled over at a Shell station, stretching our legs out a little bit and letting the German do his thing. Today we started off kind of chilly. Today's start off was 14 degrees back there in Iowa. We're continuing our trip out to Greenfield, Indiana with 14,000 pounds of Lunchables in the wagon. Everything seems to be going pretty smooth today. I did have to stop and take a little break just to repair microphones, to fix camera equipment. Because when we got back from Colorado, I'd realized that I had broken our microphone on the tripod. And then the microphone on this, what I'm using right now, it just needed blowed off. Those dead cats, I think they call them, or furry little fuzz balls that they put on the end of the microphones that stop the wind. They can get filled up with dust quite easily, and I need to remember to go ahead and keep blowing those out on a periodic basis. Crawfordsville, Indiana. That's where we are currently located. We're going to top this refrigerated trailer's fuel tank off. The fuel tank on the trailer. We're going to top that off. When we get out there to Greenfield, Indiana, this is going to be a drop and a hook. We're going to drop a loaded trailer off, then we're going to grab a hold of an empty trailer to go down to Vincennes, Indiana for our reload. No, it was long ways from full. It only took 10 gallons of fuel, but they like them full when we drop them off. A long ways from empty, not a long ways from full. That's cool. That is really cool. Aren't those things cool? You want the receipt? It's right here. You were just sniffing me. Oh, do you want that? Oh, I'm betting you want that. But you told me you had to go to the bathroom. This one's mine, man. Yours doesn't come in a box, mine does. I do apologize. That's mine. Not yours at all. I know. I'm a big meanie, what can I say? It is still cold out there. Like, we're talking, they're probably going to say 30s, but it feels like it's in the 20s. But we made it work, right? Did I say earlier we were in Crawfordsville, Indiana? Our tummies are now full. Well, I ate 3/4 of the sandwich, then gave the rest to Opie. Ugh, I just can't eat it. Okay, so, running day shift. It's going okay. I have noticed one thing. We're in Indiana right now, and I think I'm okay with the speed limit set at Indiana, because in Indiana speed limit is 65 miles per hour for trucks. For semis, or for cars, it is 70. And I think I'm okay. If it was across the board, trucks at 65 miles per hour everywhere you went. I'm not saying speed limiters. A speed limiter is something that makes it to where the truck can only go 65. I'm saying speed limit. There's two huge differences. A speed limiter would make it to where a truck could not pass another truck if another truck was going slower and that truck wanted to go a little bit faster. And it leaves the window open for, if you want to go faster and break the speed limit and risk it, then it's on you. A speed limiter, it keeps you from doing any of that, but also it makes it to where two trucks going beside each other like that are going to fight and fight and fight for miles at end, because no one wants to give up their position on the interstate. So I am in favor of speed limits. I'm not in favor of speed limiters. Remember, big difference. We're a little bit over 100 miles from Greenfield, Indiana right now. We're gonna go about another mile down the interstate, and then we're gonna jump onto some 2 lanes for a little bit. Well, that was a little bit of a cluster right there getting through town. We were in Indianapolis when that all happened. We've made it to Greenfield, Indiana right now. The hang up there only lasted, gosh, maybe about 20 miles and probably took an hour to get through. Earlier when I was talking about trucks going 65 miles per hour, you also got to realize I'd be okay if all around the board was 65 miles an hour for cars and trucks. And I wasn't meaning it in a safety point of view, because most, and I repeat, most truck drivers out here are safer drivers than car drivers, just for the simple fact they're used to running a bigger unit, maybe a little bit heavier unit than a car. For example, in that traffic jam, I didn't get it on camera, so I shouldn't even be talking about it, but a car came flying up, and I seen it in my mirrors, and it slammed on its brakes. And I don't know if it killed the car or what happened, but traffic kept going and that car stayed put. And a truck coming up behind at highway speed, because that's what we were at that point, he dove around that car like a professional. It was impressive to watch in my mirrors. In the wise of watching it through his eyes, that could have been crazy. That would have been crazy. I can't say I would have had that reaction time. And that's another reason why I don't mind going 65 miles per hour, because I know I do not have good reaction time. But I don't mean it in a safety point of view. I mean it in a wear and tear point of view. How much extra wear and tear that you're putting on your truck. And I think it all stems back to when me and little Bud went to Colorado. Interstate 80 out there, the speed limit is 75 miles per hour. And I had the cruise control set right at 75, 76 miles per hour. And trucks were just blowing past me. I mean, if you're blowing past me and I'm going 75 miles per hour, you're pushing 80 plus. Because, I mean, they weren't just crawling past me. They were... Whew. That is a lot of wear and tear. We've had this conversation before about speed, and I'm trying to remember what you guys actually told me in the wise of, I think it was Michelin tires are the only tires out here that are actually rated to go faster than 70 or rated at 75 miles per hour. Now granted, that's just a rating, but just think about it. As fast as some of those trucks are going, you're burning those tires off a heck of a lot faster than you would at 65 miles per hour. Then don't really even get me started on the fuel savings. The fuel savings between, let's say, 75 and 65. You're going to gain, no matter if you're in an aerodynamic truck or a square bodied truck, you're going to gain a minimum of a half a mile per gallon. In first class, the difference between 65 and 75 is a mile per gallon. Flat out, 1 mile per gallon. Anything over 1500 RPM on that C16 Caterpillar, and I can just keep dreaming of getting 6 miles per gallon because I'd never get it with it. You want to hear it? That's my little girl at the college, jamming out with her band, live streaming on YouTube. Here she goes, her. Ah! Doesn't sound near as good coming through here. That was awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, I probably didn't come across the camera whatsoever. Those kids made it to state, guys. They made it to state. So next week, oh my gosh, if I could fill you guys in. I'll wait till the end of the week to fill you in on my schedule next week. But I am one of the van drivers taking the kids down to state. And I cannot wait. Boy, it's one of the first performances I've missed. She's had so many. Sometimes you gotta choose to work. Make some money, right? Isn't that how this whole world works out? It's enough of all this. We're south of Terre Haute, H-A-T-T-E, H-A-T-T, Terre, I don't know. We are in Indiana, south of a Terre town, and we're en route to Vincennes, Indiana. We're going to keep the whole schedule going that I talked about in yesterday's video because it's working out pretty good. I have energy. I am spunky. I am feeling pretty good when I park the truck. I'll take the next 2.5, 3 hours to edit up a video, and then by that time hopefully I'll be tired and I'll be able to pass out. Before we do all that though, I got a German right here looking at me. You want to be on camera? Okay, he told me he wants to be on camera. I have a German right here looking at me. See, are you happy now? That says, Dad, it's time to go for a walk. So we're gonna go for a walk, get some sleep, and then we'll start fresh tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead, throw a subscribe down there. I appreciate them. And this guy right here does too. Yeah. Did you like your cheeseburger today? You had a quarter of my Big Mac too, man. Come on. He's speechless. He's speechless. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time. I gotta say, I don't know if you'd be this brave if the fence wasn't there, because geese usually scare you. You're lucky this fence is here, man, or my dog would probably run from you. But you're lucky.